Snapping back to reality, the Winter Soldier steeled himself, realizing what he had to do. Hawkeye glanced nervously from Bucky to the mass of Hydra soldiers that had just forced their way into the chamber. "You'd better make this quick, Buck," Hawkeye said. "Clint," the Winter Soldier responded, gazing back at the portal behind him. Tentacles strangely similar to his own had begun to break through the membrane between realities. "How sharp are those swords of yours?" "Sharp enough to cut down an entire Hydra army," Hawkeye said proudly, but his face dropped as he realized he had no idea what his friend was about to ask him to do. "Why?" "We have to close that portal," the Winter Soldier said. "And let's face it, I can't exactly wear this thing to the next Avengers cookout anyway." Hawkeye glanced at the Winter Soldier's bizarre new arm and took a deep breath. He had come here to save his friend, not to cause him more pain. But this was Bucky's call, and it wasn't like the guy hadn't lost an arm before. "Fine," Hawkeye said after a long pause. "Say when." As the creature emerging from the portal wrapped its tentacle around the Winter Soldier's waist, the altar began to glow. It was almost as if a circuit had been completed, and the Winter Soldier was the conduit. Mystical power coursed between the altar and the portal, overloading Bucky's body with energy and agony. "When?" the Winter Soldier screamed. With a single clean slice, Hawkeye's blade severed the entire bunch of tentacles just below Bucky's shoulder, releasing a huge shockwave of energy, knocking both heroes and their Hydra pursuers to the ground. A rumble echoed through the chamber, deep cracks forming in the surrounding walls, pillars beginning to topple. Then, for a moment, everything fell silent, until the portal surged with energy and the monster coming through it howled in pain, retreating back to the other side. When the dust cleared, Hawkeye and the Winter Soldier pulled themselves to their feet. With a quick survey of the room, reality set in. They had succeeded in stopping whatever was happening down here, but they had also cut off any escape routes in the process. "Guess you shouldn't have come after me," the Winter Soldier said. "Don't say that," Hawkeye replied. "I was just doing my job." "You were a hell of a soldier, Clint," Bucky said, ready to accept the inevitable as the pillars shifted and rubble began to rain down towards them. The chamber was about to collapse, and Hawkeye and the Winter Soldier knew full well that this mission would be their last. Suddenly, the ancient portal began to glow again. Bucky and Clint braced for the worst, not knowing what horrors might come through it this time, but neither of them could have possibly prepared for what they saw next.